let's take a look at Give It Up. So this one is in standard tuning. So we're going to start this one off. We're going to play this A chord twice, and then the open A and D strings once, and then A twice. Then we're going to move to this D chord, and we're going to strum this D chord, and then we're going to lift our first finger off that second fret on the G string and then back onto that second fret. In that pattern there. So all together we have. There's actually a little palm muting in there as well. And then right after that D, you're going to go back to open A and D to an A chord. And then you're going to start over. So the whole thing's going to be this. All right, now we're going to transition into the pre-chorus, and that's just going to be A, G, A, G, A, G to A again, and that's going to look like this. And then we're going to play G to D, and then A to E in that same pattern. All right, and now we're into the chorus. So the chorus, we're going to play A twice to G, D twice, G once to D. And then we're going to grab this G note here on the 3rd fret on the E string to an A chord, back to G. And then start over. So all together we'll have. All right, then when that winds down, right after that last G note, we're going to go to E, and then we'll play something a little different. We're going to play open strings to A, to G note to E. So all together, that's going to look like this. And then we're going to go back into the second verse, but before we go to the second verse, we're going to play this. We're going to play our A chord, our open strings, then we're going to play our D like we did at the beginning. We're just letting this stuff ring out a little bit more now and a little fuller. And then we're also going to play that A, G to A before we get back into the second verse. So... Alright, so that's pretty much the main riff, the pre-chorus and the chorus. Let's take a look at the guitar solo. There's some changes coming up, and then the end of this one. All right, so as we head into the guitar solo, we're just going to be coming off of that A, G to E riff, and now we can palm mute this E a little bit, and then we'll end up on this D chord where the guitar solo starts. So. All right, now we're on this D chord, and this is where the solo gets going, and then we're just going to be lifting that first finger off that second fret on the G and back on. We're going to play like that a couple of times, then we will go to A to D to C. We'll do that twice, and then we'll end up back on D again. Now what's important when we end up back on D the second time is we're going to add a D chord in there 2 more times, and I'll strum through those a little bit harder so you can see which ones I'm talking about. Then we're going to end up back on our A, our open to our A to G to E riff again. We'll let the E ring out, and then we'll get back into the chorus riff. So the whole thing is going to be like this. Alright, and that's how we kind of wind out of the guitar solo. So we'll play that riff there like we did in the chorus, and then it's going to change again. It's going to change to this A to open. We'll play our D riff, and we're still going to add our lick. So when it changes, it's going to be something like this. Alright, we're going to play that. Then we'll end up back on that A, G, and E riff, and we're going to let that E ring out, and I believe we play that part about 7 or 8 times. And then the song's going to end up at the end of it going back to that D again like we did during the guitar solo. It's going to play that a couple of times, and then the song's just going to end on A, G, and then G to D. So... and then it ends on A. So this is a fun one to play. We'll see you guys next time.